Hey, what is going on? It is Basic Bros Reactions, the K-pop channel that is all about reacting to K-pop from a bro's perspective. And today, really excited because we're going to be checking out their pre-release for IVE and their single Bang Bang. And so this is going to be from their second full-length album, Revive, which, by the way, IVE does such a great job with their titles of their mini albums and their albums, just so creative. I mean, it's not the most creative thing, but I just love how they incorporate their name into their titles. But after their previous release, where they did kind of pre-release track with Rebel Heart and then their title track, Attitude, they're kind of following that same formula with this upcoming release. And so with IVE, they are truly they're just really huge. They've been putting up such big numbers, and even from their debut. And to me, they kind of remind me of somebody who has been reacting to K-pop for a while. They kind of remind me of Twice, and not necessarily like their sound, even though a little bit, but where they kind of came out and got really big, and then kind of switched up their sounds a little bit, but had that, like, the criticism about their vocals and some other things, and really improved throughout the years and have been super consistent. And that's kind of what IVE reminds me of where when they first kind of came out, people kind of questioned their vocals a little bit and some other things, but they just continue to work hard, and keep producing solid music. And so they've kind of been switching up their sound lately, because when they started off, they had kind of more of this kind of like elegant and just kind of big anthem songs. You know, I still to this day love Dive is still one of my like favorite songs, not only of theirs, but just one of my favorite K-pop songs. But recently they've been kind of changing their aesthetic to being more kind of like, you know, kind of bad girl in your face, kind of this tougher concept. And so I feel like with the title Bang Bang is gonna kind of fit into that world, where they're doing a lot more, not necessarily flexing with their vocals, more kind of that, I feel like, you know, kind of that talk rapping, just kind of like they did with Attitude. I'm kind of getting that vibe just from knowing, because they're doing an interpolation from the old song Bang Bang by Nancy Sinatra. And so I've heard the original song, and the song has been used quite a bit with different mixes. And so I'm kind of expecting this kind of more attitude in your face with this. So excited to see what they have in store. Like I said, it's IVE, so they're gonna keep you on your toes. They're gonna have incredible visuals, super cool video. So I'm just excited to see what this pre-release is all about. So we will get into this reaction in 3, 2, 1. Okay. I like kind of like that guitar riff. Like I said, they're gonna visuals top tier. I love the pink hair. Kind of got this house EDM drop beat. Digging this beat though. Hey, I like that part. I like the aesthetics of this video too. Kind of darker tone with pops of color. Okay, okay. All right, so with this one, you know what? I enjoyed this one. I can see why this song could be kind of like polarizing, and although there are things that I still would want more from this song, I enjoyed it. I kind of felt like the first verse I didn't really love. But the second verse, when they had to rap and kind of did it for me and kind of got me into it. The chorus, like the pre-chorus, I could see, and even the chorus, I could see like it's one of those things that either you love it or you hate it, and I can see why people think both ways. I actually enjoyed it. It didn't bother me too much, you know, with kind of the empty chorus and just kind of repeating the words. With in this context, it didn't bother me. I thought that it was still really solid. I do wish that even on the bridge, they would have showcased their vocals a little bit more. Even though I do understand that like with every song, it doesn't have to be like, vocal. You don't have to put in high notes and do all this crazy vocal acrobatics. But they just have such great voices that I just wish that they would have showed it off, and the bridge would have been a perfect time to showcase that. But it does kind of feel like, they're kind of sticking with this kind of newer style, or that's what they're presenting to us with their title tracks and pre-release and everything. And so it's kind of a tonal shift from like things like Love Dive and, some of the other bigger songs that were, this is just kind of a different vibe, but seems to be kind of with where they're at right now, and I enjoyed it. It had kind of, it does feel like, particular with girl groups, like there seems to be a lot of kind of like this house dance influence, and so this had that, but I felt like it did it in a fairly unique way, comparative speaking, for like K-pop. And so I enjoyed that. I think because I kind of like the original song per se, and just the different interpretations that I've heard of it from other artists, that I kind of gravitate towards that sound. And so I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite track from them. I mean, obviously I said like Love Dive is, but I still enjoyed it. And I think it did what needed to be done. I feel like it has that across the board appeal where I could see it doing well domestically, which, I normally just dominates South Korea, but I could feel like it has that appeal where it can kind of go a little bit more global, and I feel like that's what they've been doing recently, is kind of like trying to reach a bigger audience and more of that global feel. So I kind of feel that influence with that. And you guys let me know down in the comments below, do you kind of feel like that with their latest releases, that they're kind of feels like their sound is trying to fit more that could be broader per se? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. If it's just me, just let me know down in the comments below. But that's what I think. But as far as ratings would go, I give that an 8.1. Like I think I could see myself definitely listening to it again. I see myself listening to it again. I don't know if it's like hardcore, like we're about to automatically put it onto the playlist. I feel like it's a song that would grow on me, but I enjoyed it first listen. It wasn't like earth shattering, it wasn't groundbreaking, but it was just done really solidly, and I enjoyed that. Sometimes I'm just a pretty simple bro, You know, give me a good song, make it catchy, have the visuals be great with like the video, and they did all of that. So I enjoyed it. So let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of this song and video? Like I said, it seems like it's very polarizing. So let me know, what scale would you put it on? What would you rate it? So you guys always hear my rating. Let me know, what would you rate it? And don't forget to check our IVE playlist where we have a ton of IVE reactions. We have like probably close to 15 IVE reactions. So check out that playlist. And don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe button and ding that bell so you get notified whenever we are dropping reactions. And this is Basic Bros Reactions.